Hi y'all, it's Charlene from the Crafty Art Shack, and we're here today with another challenge video. So I'll tell you about that in just a few minutes, so let's get to the craft desk and get started. Alright, here we go with DIY number 1. Alright, for this first DIY, you're going to need one of these little night lights from the Dollar Tree, and you're going to need a graphic of your choice. Now, I choose to use this little gingham truck on a farm truck on a piece of gingham napkin, and I'm going to put Mod Podge on the back of this. Now I apologize for this being out of frame, and I'm going to go and stick it on the back after I put my Mod Podge down, and I'm going to lightly push it in, and then I'm going to set this aside and let it dry after I put a coat of Mod Podge on the back. Now, after this is dry, you're going to come back in with your little finger sander or sanding block or a piece of sandpaper. You can even use a fingernail file for this. And you're going to get off the edges of that napkin that are now dried and smooth out the edges. And then the next thing you're going to need to do so that your truck actually can be seen is you're going to need to go and take... Now you're going to need to take the back side of that and paint it white, and you can see now that it's been painted white. I used chalk paint on the back of it. You can use any kind of white paint. You may have to put several coats on if you use something other than chalk paint. And then I'm going to go around the edges and glue this little twine on and add a bow, and we will see this one at the final reveal. Now, today's challenge is the Let's Get Bashing Your Stash Challenge. It's hosted by my friend Kate over at So Kate and co-hosted by Glitzy Stitches Home DIY, and that is Shawnee. Go check out their channels. They're doing some awesome crafts, and you don't want to miss them. Also, there's a playlist in the description box below. Go check them out because there's a lot of other people participating in this challenge, and you don't want to miss these crafts. They're doing some awesome DIYs over there. Now here we go with DIY number 2. Now for this DIY, I created this little bird in this video here, if you want to see how he was made. And I ended up breaking his little tail off, so I glued it back on, and instead of painting it back black, I painted it with white chalk paint so that I could do this to it. And this was a bird that had no tail, and I created its tail out of air dry clay. Now I'm going through and putting Mod Podge down and layering this little napkin across the body, and you see how I cut slits in it? That makes it easier for it to wrap around the little head, because I wanted to keep the pattern of the napkin, so I was having to work in pieces with it. And then you just go back over it and lightly touch it with the little brush there, and put the Mod Podge down, and then lay it down, and then go back over it with Mod Podge again. The next thing I did is I took this jute rope that I actually got from Temu, and I am going to wrap it around the bottom of this. I really like this jute cord because it looks higher in than the jute that you can get from the Dollar Tree, and it's not that much more. I think I paid $1.50 or something like that for, I think it was 50 feet of it. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to go back and check again, but it's really nice cording. And I'm going to wrap this around the bottom of it and to create like a little nest. And the next thing I did is I took and started adding some greenery, and I'm starting where the rope ended so that I could cover that up. And I'm going to put a few little sprigs of boxwood on the side, and then I'm going to put those little daisies on it, and we will see the rest of this at the final reveal. Now here we go with DIY number 3. Now for this DIY, I had this little truck in my stash, and it was already painted white, so I'm sure I painted that with Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint and then put it away because I decided to do something else. And I'm going to take and put Mod Podge on it, and that little napkin, that light blue check napkin, I'm going to stick down on it. Now I am applying a modest coat of what do you call that stuff? Mod Podge. I just said it. And I'm going to put it on and then wipe off any excess with my little sponge brush that I have there. These are actually oral swabs. You can get them from Amazon. I saw somebody else using them in their video, and I thought, gosh, that would be great for Mod Podge when you don't want to have to break out a brush and everything else for that. So I really like them, and you can get them on Amazon pretty cheap. After I got the napkin laid on it, I went and got my brayer out, and I am going to roll over the top of this until it's nice and smooth on there. I don't usually use a brayer on my projects, but I did on this one, and it worked out really good. The next thing I did is I went around and I cut off the excess edges of this because we are going to do the burn method on this, and if you leave a lot on there, it's going to leave a real bad charcoal look on your edges. I'm okay with that, but I don't like it to have a lot to burn because then you get these little flame like charcoal pieces laying around in your room until they finish burning off. Now, if you hold your piece where it'll burn to the side or where it's burning upward, it burns slower. But if you turn it a certain way, it'll burn faster. And see, when I turn it facing where it's going up, it burns faster. And then the next thing you're going to do is punch out all your little holes, and you're going to get the lighter and you're going to burn the inside of these out. This is the fastest way to do this, and it makes things go so easy. And then you just light it and then it burns it. It does leave a little charcoal edge on it. I'm okay with that. Now the next thing I did is I got out 2 Jenga blocks because I want to make this truck so that it will stand up on its own, and I'm going to paint them white so that it'll look nice from the backside. Then the next thing I did is I got me 2 of those wood rounds from the Dollar Tree, and I glued them in place, and then the next thing I'm going to do is glue my Jenga blocks to the back side of it so that it'll stand up. Now I also had this little fence already painted in my stash, so I decided I would take it out and use it on this little truck today. So the next thing I did after I got the Jenga blocks on and I got my little wheels on the front, then I have my little flowers glued on. I'm going to start adding greenery to the back of the little truck. We will see the rest of this at the final reveal. Now today's challenge is the Let's Get Bashing Your Stash challenge. It's hosted by my friend Kate over at So Kate and co-hosted by Glitzy Stitches Home DIY, and that is Shawnee. Go check out their channels. They're doing some awesome crafts and you don't want to miss them. Also, there's a playlist in the description box below. Go check them out because there's a lot of other people participating in this challenge and you don't want to miss these crafts. They're doing some awesome DIYs over there. Now, at this time, we'd like to thank our subscribers. We love you bunches, and here we go with the final reveal. Alright, y'all, we're back from the craft test, and these turn out so cute. Now, if you like our content, subscribe, and that way you don't miss another episode of the Crafty Art Shack, because we're always doing something fun, always trying something new, and always doing crazy things. So you guys subscribe if you're not subscribed. It's free. And we'll see you in the next episode of the Crafty Art Shack. We'll see you later. Bye.
These turn out just adorable. Those little dupes, I think something, I sure do. Alright, y'all, we're back from the craft test, and look at these. Isn't this absolutely gorgeous for a little tier tray sitter? And I love that rooster, and I love the chicken as well, and I'm sure that my daughter is going to love them too. So, you guys, if you like this content, subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thank you bunches. We love you bunches. And if you like this content, subscribe. Yeah, I said that already. Subscribe. I messed up. Alright, y'all, we're back from the craft desk, and didn't these turn out absolutely gorgeous? I love this one, I love the rooster, and I love the little chicken, and I'm why did I do that? Alright, y'all, give us that big thumbs up and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next episode. See you later. Bye!